The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. And over the weekend, obviously, you kept a track of, probably saw it on your timeline somewhere, and on Q101's Facebook page and all of our socials, Q101.com, is Coachella was last weekend, the big concert out there in the desert. And it was pretty amazing because, no doubt, playing for the first time in almost 10 years. It gets back together, and this is what it sounded like. So tight.
I know, they sound great, don't they?
For not being together in like 9-10 years.
I know.
Wow. Sounds good.
Drums sound so good.
Yeah.
Wow.
So they're playing again this weekend.
That's right.
At Coachella. Not that we're going.
I think Blake Shelton was there.
I thought he was hanging out.
Just rocking out.
Yeah.
In the VIP area, like eating some nachos or
Well,
something
he's
like
definitely not in like general admission.
But Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce were there, and they were in the crowd for Ice Spice's performance. They were hanging out.
And bleachers.
And bleachers, yeah. So, not bad. Do you think Blake Shelton likes No Doubt? Never thought about that before.
Huh.
I think he likes his wife. So, I mean, I'm sure he's going to go. He's not going to be like, sorry, that's not really my band. I mean, he's going to go.
What if you asked him, do you like No Doubt? And he goes, they got a couple good songs.
Yeah, I mean, they got tracks, you know. Yeah. I'm more of a greatest hits guy with them. I don't really go deep.
Yeah.
I've never thought about that.
I just picture him like literally on his phone eating nachos in the VIP area.
Just so uninterested.
Just hanging out. Like,
I'm sorry. The one that, like, he's definitely getting super drunk and partying.
Yeah. Yes.
He's not chilling on his phone. He probably has his shirt off. And, like he seems like a fun guy to go out with. Like, to be at Coachella with?
You think he's fit?
No.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like his shirt, I just pictured him with his shirt off, and I pictured me with my shirt off.
And you
And
think
that's
you're
why
the
you
same?
said gross? You made a gross sound.
Yeah, because I don't like
Is that
the way
what you do? Like, every time you shower, you're like,
Oh.
oh, my God.
Oh, God. I know I got to start working out better, and I think he probably looks in the mirror
You know
and
what?
says the same thing.
I don't want to hear it. We did an entire weight loss challenge and you didn't change. Don't say you're going to start working out. I don't want to hear it.
Excuse me.
What?
I lost 3.8 pounds and beat Case.
Hey, my man.
That's right.
3.8 pounds.
You want to dap me up across the table here?
Yep,
You
yep.
lost that 3.8 pounds.
But I got
You
it
found
all.
it.
I found it. I ate like an a-hole this weekend. It was so good. Thank you, Robert's Pizza. Thank you, Cafe El Tapatio. Thank you, Mr. Beef.
All you did is not eat one time for 24 hours and you beat Case. It was the worst.
I like to win. I just thought about my lineup. That's incredible. I had Mr. Beef, Cafe El Tapatio for Mexican food. I had Robert's Pizza.
It's like the Coachella of Chicago eating.
Way better than
It
Coachella.
was a good lineup.
That's a great lineup. So anyway, No Doubt just crushed. They'll be playing again this weekend. And then Sublime, our friends, also got back, in a way, got back to back after 20 years. But Sublime with Rome came to an end. And then Jacob, son of Bradley Knoll, who I saw at Park West in January, was that, with G Love and Special Sauce?
That's right.
He opened up and was incredible. Those videos also on our socials. But so here's what it sounded like for the first time. I think he's played with them once or twice before only, right?
Yes.
And this is Sublime with him. Oh, my God. Jeez. I'm getting goosebumps.
I know.
Sounds pretty. He sounds pretty.
He is a pretty guy, too.
But, like, the voice is, like, it's a pretty voice.
I mean, channeling exactly the sound of his dad is on. I mean,
That sounds very good for live. I'm actually impressed.
really good.
And you have to think about it, you know, for so many of us, we never had the chance to see Sublime live because by the time they were big, Bradley had died. So you look at their set list and it's, you know, April 29th, 1992, and it's Bad Fish, and it's What I Got, and it's Doing Time. It's songs that, despite the fact that we all know and love them, we've never heard live before. And so he's giving us the opportunity to hear that. I'm really, really excited about that project, and I'm really hoping they play Riot Fest.
Do you think Rome is sitting back, who kind of got bounced from the band, is like, oh, I get it. Nah, I hear him now.
I'm sure he's fine with it.
I get it now.
It was a good run.
It was a great run. But speaking of that, so you got No Doubt and Sublime who played Coachella. and we're looking at dates for Chicago. Neither of them have any dates.
That's right.
And we suspected some for Lollapalooza, but Lollapalooza's already out, and they're not on that bill. What's left? Riot Fest, September, and boy, so Slayer's
You
already
said
been
that
announced.
pretty aggressively. I was.
Well, they're our great friends at Riot Fest, and we'll find out. We'll be the first ones to give you that information. But I just like to, be a little investigator. That maybe you got Slayer announced already, of course, but the whole lineup's not announced. And add No Doubt and Sublime to that.
That'd be a good time.
That'd be a great Riot Fest.
I know, maybe Blur too, because Blur played Coachella. That is, for those that don't know, that was like the second big Britpop band. There was Oasis, and then there was Blur. They played Coachella, and they were visibly frustrated on stage with how little the crowd cared about them. And it's easy to go like, oh, well, they're an old British band. Who cares? But no, Blur is a legendary band who deserves
Play the
respect.
Woohoo song.
No, don't see as a
Play
Blur.
the Woohoo song. Some guy up front. Travis Kelce was probably doing that in the crowd.
Stop.
It's so upsetting as somebody who loves Blur and kind of considers the Woohoo song to be a sellout song.
It's like Radiohead for Creed.
Exactly.
They don't want to play it anymore.
Exactly. Like, I want to hear the truly British Blur stuff. I would love for them to have a deserving crowd, and I would love for that crowd to be at Riot Fest.
Yeah, and I can tell you, having lived for a brief moment in my exile from Chicago radio in the West Coast, it's a different vibe out there. It's not. I'm not trying to be a homer and say the Midwest crowds are more rowdy, but and you know this, Kenzie, like Coachella, it is the place to be seen for every celebrity, all the Kardashians, and like Taylor Swift's there with Travis Kelce. I'm not saying they don't love music, because they do, but they don't.
They also live there.
That's
So
right.
it's like if they're gonna go.
That's
to
right.
A music festival.
You don't see as many West Coast people come to Lollapalooza as you see the West Coasters go to Coachella. And it's a different vibe. It's not as crazy as Midwest people. We're just a little louder, I think.
I think we're better. I think we are a better crowd.
I know we're better.
I think we
Yes.
just appreciate being outside more because they can do it all year long.
That's true, too.
That is true.
We're like, wow!
Oh, my God, it's warm out.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101, and we're pouring one out for Jerry Turner, the Golden Bachelor. No, he didn't die. He decided to divorce the woman he did the whole show for and pick her and marry her only a couple months after getting married, so they're divorced now. He was from Indiana, and Jesse Palmer, who hosts it, my wife has a crush on him. You ever seen Jesse
really?
Palmer? Google Jesse Palmer real quick, Kenzie. I want to see if you think he's attractive.
Okay, Jesse
Jesse, and then Palmer.
Palmer.
Yeah, pretty attractive guy.
Oh, this is the whitest teeth I've ever seen.
Yeah, big white teeth.
I can't look at the screen.
I can't even see his face because.
My God. What did he do?
He's done a lot of sports stuff. He was an athlete, and then he became.
He looks like an athlete.
Yeah, and now he became this guy that hosts The Bachelor now because the other guy got booted, right?
That's
Does
right.
it make you feel insecure because you guys look nothing alike and she finds him so attractive?
No, I'm pretty confident myself.
God, that's good.
I want my girl to have a crush on somebody that looks nothing like me, that is nothing like me. I don't want her to like find a better version of me out there. I'd rather her just do something completely different.
See, that's not how I feel. I like the crushes that look like me. I'm like, fantasy checked off. Like, you know what I mean? You're not out there like, I wish it was this. And I'm like, I'm not anywhere close. I'm like, yeah, it's close enough. You're doing fine. If you squint.
Yeah, if you squint on your fantasy.
If you squint, I'm your fantasy.
Like, that's good. That's good.
Wow. All right. Checked off.
There you go.
But anyways, the Golden Bachelor, they got divorced. Now, Case lived for this show with his girl, and he even got me to watch the finale, and it was compelling. Like, I didn't watch any of the episodes except for the finale, and I'd say it was worth it. It was incredibly dramatic, emotional, and now they're just like everybody else. They're getting divorced in 3 months.
Well, that's what I always felt like about The Bachelor, Bachelorette, golden or not. Okay, here's the deal. When you're getting like free helicopter ride, when the whole point of your life is just going on lavish dates, you can get along with anybody.
Yeah.
When you get back home to Indiana and you're like, did you remember to pay the electric bill? You didn't? Well, that sucks. It's freezing in here and you're fighting. And like one gets to spend more money than the other one. It's like, we always do everything you want. It's like, welcome to reality.
Yeah.
Not as fun.
Yeah.
So, Kenzie, it's funny you say that because part of the reason they got divorced, and to be clear, I think he's a dirty dog, and I think he did Leslie dirty in the finale. Brian watched it aghast, even though he had no connection to them. And I don't think Teresa was the right woman for him, the woman that he ended up divorcing.
Well,
but
there you go.
part of the reason they got divorced was that they couldn't agree on a place to live. because he was from Indiana and she lived across the country, and they're both older, so they have their own family and friends and a way of life that's already established, and they could not meet in the middle on where to buy a house.
You know
Yeah.
what? I should have talked about that.
Well,
Didn't come up a single time while you were getting married.
I
Like, where are we
mean-
gonna live after this?
that's the thing. Like, to your point, they're just having this good time. And then it's like, we got to do normal people things, and we don't want to do those. So, but I mean, you should have asked that before the marriage ceremony, at least.
That's
Like, where are we
what-
going to
That's
live?
what I'm saying. Like, we didn't. Like, where are we driving after this? Didn't come up. That's a big one.
I know.
Yeah, they're not going to fight if they should have kids or not, obviously. So
No, they're past that
Yeah, he
stage.
did pick the wrong girl, or she picked, she knew, the other girl knew what was going to happen with that guy.
Well, yeah, I mean, he led a girl named Leslie along the entire season, a woman, not a girl.
okay, here's the deal.
No, hold on, Kenzie, hold on.
Oh, jeez.
He led her along the entire season, said he loved her, said he saw a future with her. And I don't know what happened, but this Teresa woman who, with all due respect, is sort of built like a Venus flytrap, she got a hold of him. And he did everybody dirty in that last season. And I look back on now, again, I love this show. I loved him. I loved the entire concept. Everything that's come out about him since the season ended is, oh, he was a womanizer. He wasn't honest about his story on the show. He's actually been with a ton of women since his first wife died. This man is up to no good.
What woman wanted to be eyed by him? You know what I'm saying?
You don't think he's good looking?
No.
Well,
I'm not like, I want that to ransack me. Like, good Lord.
let's see. I want to use that term. Megan, when I come home today, will you ransack me?
I just,
That'll get over well. I feel like that.
well, first off, to say that he led someone on is stupid because the whole concept of the show is to date everybody. So that's not fair.
But Brian, you watched the finale. You would think that Leslie, the woman who ended up not winning, that they were the ones that looked like the favorites for the longest time, right?
1,000%.
Yeah.
He did. I mean, you're right. Like, I watched Love is Blind,
Have you ever
too.
watched a Super Bowl where, like, the best team didn't win?
Well,
Same concept. Underdog, baby.
no,
Everyone
'cause-
loves the underdog, even a bachelor. By the way, Venus flytrap, was her head really big or something?
Her face was really big.
Face and the rest of her body was skinny?
Yeah, kind of.
I didn't know if the Venus flytrap was her boobs or her head. That's
No,
what I'm
head.
asking.
She got a mouth for days.
Well, there you go. That's what she won.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101, and sadly have to pour one out today. Chicago legend, too.
Oh my God, who died?
Well, they're not quite dead, but Oberweis Dairy, 100-year-old ice cream and dairy company, has filed for bankruptcy protection.
Oh, protection.
Right.
It's like wearing a condom for money. Bankruptcy protection.
To not pay $4 million.
Yeah, so they're good.
It protects everybody else against their bank.
Works 99% of the time.
Yeah. It doesn't mean they're going under, but they filed for bankruptcy court listing for more than $4 million in debt to the creditors they are. $4 million, delicious ice cream and fresh
Weird,
milk.
they recycle the bottles. So what's all the money?
I don't. So wait, does it come in glass bottles?
Overpriced milk is in glass bottles. Yes.
I don't drink milk
the
anymore.
milk's over, and you recycle them, so
Yeah.
you reuse the milk bottles.
Wow.
I know. I wish we could afford I wish we had overpriced milk money.
Is it?
We've talked about that in our household before.
Is it more expensive than other milk?
I mean, think about it. You're getting glass bottle milk delivered. It's gonna be more expensive.
But
than
you get like something back when you take the bottle back, a little money back.
they put more milk in it. What do you mean? Is that what you mean?
I remember in college I used to drink Iron City beer, and it's from Pittsburgh, and they get a case for like $4. It was super cheap beer, and if you took it back, the bottles, you got like a dime or a nickel a bottle, so it almost cost you only $2 for the recyclables.
I don't think they do that. I think it's just part of their.
I drank a lot of Iron City beer.
You should drink more milk. Be
I
part of the
probably-
Oberweis program.
I should have. That's why they're in debt, because I'm not drinking enough milk from them.
I know. I make my baby's milk, so you know.
Hey,
Hey-o.
maybe you're the competition for
I put him
Overweight.
out of business, baby.
Megan's a big cookies and cream fan. Says their cookies and cream ice cream is top
Oh, their
notch.
ice cream's unbelievable. We actually have one, seriously, 5 minutes from our house, an Oberweis store.
Yeah.
And I always forget. I always sleep on the fact that I should go there and be like getting milkshakes and stuff. I mean, it's so good. They have flavors of the month and stuff.
Dang.
The real hidden gem in their lineup is their lemonade, and specifically their strawberry lemonade. That's where it's at.
Lemonade, really?
Yes, that's how I know Oberweis is a lemonade company.
A lemonade.
That is where they excel, in my opinion.
Oh my God!
I have not tried that.
Oh, it's awesome. Well, it might be too late now, but
Well, if you use those milkers on the lemons, you probably extract a lot of flavor.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Strong hands.
I don't drink lemonade anymore because the acid makes me like burp up acid and all the time.
Oh my God.
Acid reflux.
You've hit a stage in life where the lemonade's too acidic for you.
Yeah, I don't like
What are
it.
you, a baby?
I don't like it. I used to drink lemonade by the gallon. I used to go play basketball and then go home and then put more vodka in it and then drink it like as the night drink.
your thirst quenching sport drink was lemonade with vodka.
Yeah. Because it wouldn't hit me till later. Then I just keep drinking it as like a fun drink later on in the evening.
A fun drink.
Yeah, lemonade and vodka. You ever had that?
I'm not a vodka person anymore because it was one of the first times I got drunk. And it was also one of the first times I got cheated on. And I drank, they went hand in hand. And I drank a lot of it. And this was just when Uber and Lyft was becoming a thing. Actually, Lyft didn't exist. It was just Uber, okay? And they were just becoming a thing. And I got into a car that wasn't an Uber.
Oh, jeez.
That's how much vodka I drank. And I was like, take me to my destination. And they're like, please leave.
With a
Got it.
hosier, take me to church.
Yeah. And I could never drink it again. Like, if I drink vodka, it makes me sick as I can't smell it. I can't do anything.
You're missing out.
I'm more of a tequila girl anyways. It's fine.
Tequila is the one that everybody has a story about, and you can't drink tequila anymore like me. I have that story.
I can super drink tequila. All my stories are very positive. Very happy stories.
Sure they are.
Very happy.
Well, either way, the ice cream's going away. I hope it doesn't go away. I hope someone gives them some money. They get protection. They stay up there.
They're protected.
Now, I will tell you something. It's probably not very
What?
very nice when our local people, Overweiss, are going out. But if you want I've discovered this only in the last few weeks. The best, the GOAT of ice creams. I used to say it was the brownie batter cookie dough. It's Hudsonville at Jewel. You can get that. Have you ever heard of Grater's ice cream?
No.
They're in the stores. They have some shops too, like Oberweis. They have a s'mores ice cream that is ridiculous.
Okay.
I went out.
Graters? How do you spell it?
Graeters. They're out of Cincinnati. Grater's ice cream.
Not even local. Come on.
They're not local,
Brian.
but they have
Traitor.
stores.
Light them on fire.
No, don't do that. Someone runs the store in Chicago. Someone runs it.
Can I counter and tell you the absolute best place to get a creamy treat? Can I tell you?
I don't know.
I have had it everywhere. It's my weakness. Like ice cream and ice cream adjacent things are my weakness. The hands down best spot to go is Andy's.
Andy's
frozen custard. They make the frozen custard fresh hourly. Okay. They also have insane new flavors, like constantly. And what they do, during fall, one of their new flavors was the apple pie.
Got it.
Concrete. Listen, they bake the apple pie in store, then put an entire piece in your ice cream. Like that's how they do things. And same when they had the pumpkin pie flavors. The cannolis, they had a cannoli flavor that this race car driver came out with, and they put actual cannolis and crush them and put them in there. Everything's fresh baked.
Ooh.
I have never experienced something like this. I have outer body experiences when I'm at Andy's.
Well, listen, I've sold people on the Grater's s'mores is the greatest thing you'll ever put in your mouth.
No, I promise you cannot touch this. They have these things called jackhammers, and it's almost like a concrete mixer type vibe, from colors, but the middle is filled with a flavoring, like hot fudge or something. I can't even tell you.
It sounds like you are.
I can't even explain. Nothing. I have children and a husband, and nothing's made me happier in my entire life than going to Andy's.
That's a good selling point.
Because you know what? Andy has never asked for anything back besides money, but so do your kids. They ask for money all the time. So it's so good.
Oh, Also, Tanya checked that I had the same issue with lemonade with Brian has, a little acid burn reflux there.
God.
Well, representation's important.
That's
It's
right.
good to be able to identify with
How do you
somebody.
address that safety issue with lemonade?
That's right. Hey, Kay, so me and Kenzie have sold people on something that's delicious, that's creamy and delicious in the dessert category. What do you got?
Yeah, ever heard of a local joint called Dairy Queen? That's
Yeah.
all I need.
Sell out.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
Lauren coming in on this glorious day. Take over from here. Brian and Kenzie on Q101. We will have more tickets for the Black Keys at 7:10 tomorrow in Clash with Kenzie. And then Red Hot Chili Peppers. You can choose where you want to go see them on the road at 9 o'clock. So that's all tomorrow, among other things. Let's go to the takeaways. Case, what do you got?
Chris in Romeoville checked in. He said, according to Brian, in a perfect world, everybody would have their own tank.
Yep, facts.
It's true.
At least could borrow one for a weekend.
Well, you'd take one out for a spin.
That's what your tax dollars go to. 5,500 tanks.
I walked into
Imagine
this,
the backup on O'Hare if we all just drove a tank.
I walked in today
pissed.
thinking, man, we have too many tanks in this country. Turns out maybe not enough.
No, 5,500. That's it. That's all we got.
All
A
right.
lot of good facts this morning at 6 o'clock hour. Kenzie, take away.
Takeaway from Jesse: Brian will cut you off like a penis.
It's true.
And finally, 630 checked in. Takeaway. Kenzie's homemade milk is why Overweiss filed for bankruptcy.
Learned that
Period.
too, yeah.
You owe them an apology.
You hate local business.
Yeah.
I'm a local business.
Set up shop out of Michigan Ave.
Yeah, I pump it right here in the studio, baby. As fresh as can be.
It's like Subway's
I want to
bread.
see where those cows are. How local are they?
They might be out of town, out
That's
of
what I'm
state
saying.
cows.
Out of state cows.
Yeah.
That's true. Can you call it a local business if the cows are out of state?
Period.
Well,
This
we'll,
cow is right in state.
we'll get Ben Bradley on that to see which is
Investigates.
Yeah. What's on the podcast case?
Well, we talked a lot about John Wayne Bobbitt and how he lost a body part that wasn't his penis today. Got to pour one out for him. We talked a lot about where your tax dollars go on tax day and how Brian thinks everybody deserves their own tank. And, of course, during Clash with Kenzie, we had the all-important discussion of what do you think O.J. Simpson was listening to in his Bronco while the chase was going on. All that and more on the Brian and Kenzie podcast today.
Just go to Q101.com. Anywhere you get your podcast, you can go to Spotify, you can go to Apple, wherever. We're there.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.